This channel is to really empower women that are 35 and up, right? Heading into your 40s, heading into your 50s, and it's not over for us, okay? I just want to make sure to really make that clear. It seems like there's just such a demonization of women 35 and up, and it's really, really sad. So I am here to connect with you, link arms with you, and just say, look, we still have so much life left. Like, we're not washed up. We have not hit the wall. And I want to tell you guys and show you guys what I'm going to be doing in this season of my life. And I want to invite you to let me know what you're doing as well in the comments. So this is really for women that are 30 and up, 35 and up, 40 and up, and just trying to figure out where you should start with your fitness journey. I know, especially in the 30s, women are either have already had a child or two, are about to have their first child or two, or have no children, right? But I think that we can all kind of agree that there is definitely things that happen from a hormonal standpoint that start to go on. And I think what happens is a lot of us don't realize how much stress can mess with our hormones, then messes with our ability to lose weight. Okay, so I think that it's really important, number one, to just start there, really examine your life and just say, okay, what am I doing that is raising my stress level? What am I doing that makes me want to binge eat at night, right? What am I doing that makes me want to go have 4 cocktails after work at happy hour? Like, what is happening? And really got to start there, because here's the thing. If we don't help you get to the root, you will not lose the weight. It's not like when we were in our late teens and our 20s and we can have pizza every day, candy every day, have Coca-Cola at midnight, and then wake up and almost have a 6-pack. It's just not like that in the 30s. But it doesn't mean you can't have the body of your dreams and arguably have an even better body, right? As far as how it even looks, the vibrancy, the muscle mass, your nutrient levels, your vibrance, your radiance. Like, you can actually feel and look better than you ever have. But I think that with life kind of closing in, when you start to hit 30, 35, 38, and kind of the realities of having young children or children that are preteen, and then also maybe dealing with a parent that might be getting sick, or a grandparent that is really, really, in their late elder years, like 80s, 90s, and we're really having to start to care for them. So there's just a lot of pressure that starts to happen, and it can really weigh on women because we're built to nurture. We're built to be there for our family, right? We're the strong backbone of our tribes, and it starts to take a toll on us mentally, physically. So I want to say, start with your stress level, really journal out what is getting you stressed, and then let's start there. The next thing you want to do is, I'm telling you, if you are not walking at least 20 to 30 minutes a day, even if you walk 10 minutes after every meal, or you bulk it all together before you wake up extra early, walk 30 minutes in the morning, maybe as you're watching, looking at your emails, listening to the news, going on social media, whatever you do early in the morning, maybe stretch that out, wake up 30 minutes earlier and get your walk in, or have it be a family activity that you do together at night. So that's number one. Outside of me, you guys seeing me doing these workouts right now, getting in your steps every day is arguably more important than even doing this at the beginning, because you want to get your body back used to moving your body. A lot of us have become so sedentary. I even am going through a journey of that as well, where, yeah, I might work out really hard for an hour, but then I find myself wanting to sit, right, for the rest of the day. And there's been studies that have shown that walking, and with doing no actual weight training or hardcore workouts, walking throughout the day is actually better, because you're using up your energy, you're using all your faculties, the ability to walk, moving your arms in a certain way. Your digestive system is actually able to be kicked into gear as you're walking throughout the day. So meaning like 10 to 15 minutes every hour, like maybe at 1:45, go on a 15-minute walk, 2:45, go on a 15-minute walk, 3:45, like whatever you need to do. So that's what I'm doing. I actually have 2 walking pads. They've been the best investments ever because it makes it easy, right? Like some of us don't have neighborhoods that we maybe necessarily want to walk around in for many reasons. Maybe it's just cold outside. Like we don't want to walk outside. So there's so many reasons. So getting on a walking pad and not having to quote unquote get ready to go walk, I can just literally hop on it. And I do have these socks that have like little footsie prints on the bottom. So I'll just usually have those sitting by my walking pad or even my shoes just right there next to the walking pad. So I just slip them on and get in a 15-minute walk every hour, every other hour to just keep my body moving, right? Especially if you work remotely or work from home. Also, again, I think it's a beautiful time to spend with family, getting your family, used to getting out in nature and going on walks as a family and, doing activities outside in the sun, right? So on the weekend, instead of just all the family kind of lounging around in their pajamas all day and kind of scrolling and the kids are on their iPad and everyone's just kind of bundled up all day in this cocoon, get out in nature, go walk around, go to a safe open area and just walk. Now, when you want to take it to the next level, these are the kind of workouts that I've done for years now. So about a decade of really just practicing moving my body. I even am trying to not call it workout, like a quote unquote workout, because I do find that it can feel like a chore. And I don't want my body, just me moving my body and challenging my body. I don't want to tell myself, oh, this is so hard. Oh, this is a lot of work. Just simply saying, I'm going to go practice moving my body, or, oh, today I'm up for the challenge of moving my body. It kind of just makes like a little bit of a shift of like, okay, do I necessarily want to do this? Not really, but do I know that it's really good for my health? And do I know that I'm going to be really proud of myself after and feel really, really good? Yeah. So it's kind of like I set it up like it's a game for myself, or just like something to overcome, or a challenge, right? And it's like, what do you mean? I'm up for the challenge, instead of like, oh, I got to go work out. So that's like another kind of like mindfulness trick that I do for myself to work out when I don't want to, because that's the thing. It's not going to be the motivation that keeps you to work out. It's going to be your discipline. So the discipline is what's going to get you up out of the bed when you're nice and warm and toasty and you just don't feel like getting up. That's when your discipline, like that habitual habit of going, is going to kick you into gear. Okay, so you know what? I gotta, even if I go to the class for 20 minutes and leave, that's fine. Or even if I just go in the living room and do a 30-minute free YouTube class. By the way, I will, coming in, I believe at the end of February, probably in March, I will start to do follow along videos where you can follow along with me and do the exact workouts that I'm doing heading into my 40s that are working for me, that are helping. They're not too like overwhelming, right? I have just as much energy as I did when I was in my 20s. I actually feel stronger, to be honest with you, because I do have more muscle mass that I've built, and we can talk about that in other videos. I did hire a master trainer because I was just lost. I was lost. I was confused. I was like, I don't want to feel bulky, but then I know that having muscle is important, but then I don't want like these super buff arms and shoulders. But then I am noticing as I'm spending more years on the planet, like I'm starting to get more soft and things are starting to, not look the same, right? And when you look at women that are super fit in their 50s and their 60s, things are just lifted still, right? And you can still have that. And I think that society makes it seem like we're not, like after, you hit 30, you're just done. And you're not done, but what does happen, and this is just, realistic, and it's kind of different for everybody, but most of the time when you hit 30 or 35, you can just start to see that things that just came and happened and looked natural, like how your muscle, or maybe your glutes were higher, or maybe your back was tighter, or maybe your stomach was flatter. Some of those things are just not looking the same anymore, but it's just because our body is not, it's not producing the collagen that it used to at as rapid of a rate as it used to. It's still producing collagen, right? But it's just not at the rapid rate. So now that we're wiser, right? That's what we do gain. Now that we're wiser, we're like, okay, that doesn't mean I'm done. It just means I have to do things differently to maintain and even look better, right? And even feel better. So I will dig and try to find some photos of me when I was 30 pounds overweight in my late 20s. Again, right now I am headed to being 39 years old, or 39 years on the planet, 39 years on the planet. And, you know, I didn't take that many pictures during that time period of my life because I just wasn't, I didn't recognize myself. I had never been that much overweight in my life. So I'll talk about that in another video. But, you know, this is me heading into my 40s. And I think it's important to push yourself. I think it's important to, you know, really get to the point where you're not, you're kind of out of breath, right? But in a healthy, safe way. And community is awesome. Like the class that I'm in is 50 and up women, 50 and up. I think I'm the youngest one in there. And I think that they actually think they think I'm a little younger than I am, but because the way they talk to me is like really sweet. Like I'm like super young, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not that young, you know, but it's a compliment. And so, you know, as you can see, it's like man, doing push-ups has been a lifelong challenge, and I'm just determined to do at minimum one solid, beautiful push-up before I'm 50 years old. That's just always been something that I've never really been able to do, but I've never really tried, right? So now I'm just kind of challenging myself to do certain things. You'd be surprised, like when you put your body to the test, when you mentally put your mind to the test, when you put your body to the test, you'd be surprised with what you can do. You know, that workout you just saw me do, I would have been like, oh no, I'm not even, like, there's no point in me trying that. And then now, you know, I can kind of do it halfway, right? Like with, you know, jumping down and doing the push-up. So I'm doing these mountain climbers are amazing for the core. Like that's the biggest thing you want to have. What a lot of women in their 50s, and again, please let me know down in the comments what resources you have, who you're listening to. I am just a student of life. I'm a student of fitness life. But based on my research, a lot of the women that are in their 50s are like, you got to make sure that you have a strong core and a strong back, because that's really kind of like the center of our whole body, right? So these mountain climbers, doing them with just cut up an old towel that you barely use, and just go on, you know, you can, any kind of surface where it's slippery, you can like slip how I was kind of moving my feet back and forth, and just do like 3 rounds of 60 seconds of those, and you will start to see your abs, like you will feel like you put a corset on, like it's like your lower abdomen starts to just kind of get structured and get sucked in. And then because I'm doing the HIIT cardio workouts in conjunction, the fat is starting to shrink around my abdomen, right? So again, right now I'm 5'7", I'm 137 pounds. So that's, you know, just to kind of give you an idea of my height and my weight. So where I'm at now, I just want to do body recomposition of just getting tighter. So like losing more fat and maintaining and maybe possibly building muscle. So that's where I'm at now. But doing these high intensity HIIT cardio workouts, it's worked for me. Now I know that people have different health conditions and there's just different opinions out there. I'm telling you, when I don't do HIIT cardio, I don't see muscle definition. Like I know a lot of people are like, you know, as you get older, you got to like kind of take it more easy on your body. I'm like, why would I take it easy? I want to actually continue to challenge my body, right? In a safe way. I think that that's what happens. There's kind of like this, like, oh, you're getting older, take it easy. And it's like, I'm 39. Like I'm not 77, you know? So we got to kind of get out of the mindset. You're still a very strong, abled, so much life left adult. And for my mind, I'm like, look, based on scientific research of telomeres, humans can live up to 120 years old. So that's the measuring stick that I go by, right? I actually want to do one of those tests where you can actually see your biological, not your chronological age, but your biological age. I'd be really curious. But like when you think about somebody that's 80 and then they're thinking about someone in their 30s or 40s, and we're over here calling ourselves old, or, oh, we're getting older. And the 80-year-old is like, what are you talking about? So again, I really want to help women understand that we are so powerful and we can literally feel and look however we want until we leave the planet. There, if you just type in fit 70-year-olds, fit 80-year-olds, that's the proof. Like, there's no more proof that we need. Like, it just is a matter of if you want to do it, if you believe that you can do it, and if you're up for the challenge of pushing yourself, right? If you're up for the challenge of discipline, if you're up for the challenge of getting out of your comfort zone, if you're up for the challenge of delayed gratification, all those mini tiny decisions lead up to you being a super fit 70-year-old, a super fit 80-year-old, okay? It's possible. We know gone are the days, okay? We no longer live in the days of it being an anomaly of somebody being super fit, looking vibrant, radiant, having a youthful glow in their 70s. And when I say youthful, I don't mean quote unquote trying to look young. Youthful signs of youth is energy, right? Having a zeal for life, energy, wanting to still explore, wanting to still be up for adventure, having the energy to even be up for adventure, right? There's so many different indicators of youth outside of just looking like, you know, an 18-year-old model, right? Like there's other factors there, which we'll talk about later. But get down in the description, get my How to Lose Belly Fat ebook guide, and make sure to subscribe, like the video, and catch me on the next one.